Thank you, everybody, for following the show. Thank you, everybody. This is Lex and Emery back with another discussion of this week's in football. So I hope everybody enjoyed it. Thank you, everybody who's been supporting us and following. Please comment, like, subscribe, share. All merchandise and social media will be in description as below. But thank you, everybody who's been following, purchasing the merchandise, and just letting us know how the show's been going. So we'd like to get straight into it. We talking Week 6 NFL football, and I think nothing was the hottest talked about, I think hyped up game of the week. Actually, to me, was kind of a letdown, which was the Bucs versus the the fake Patriots. Well, actually, now the real Patriots, actually Packers versus the Bucs. I was actually very disappointed in that game after
Why? But why though? Why? Why
because
are
I
you
thought it was
disappointed
going
in
to be
it?
a crazy shootout, and it really wasn't. It really wasn't. It was done. It was after what's his name after Aaron Rodgers threw that second interception. It was a wrap. Which I mean, the second interception shouldn't count against him, but
Mm-hmm.
it happened. So the pick six, all right. But the pick six, I think that was more on him. But the second one, they robbed that straight out of the wide receiver's hand. And after that, it went downhill from there. They were saying, I forgot what show I was listening to. They was blaming him on doing the Keel and Peel skit thing where he tried
Oh
to do the little
yeah,
thing when he thought he scored a touchdown. They blamed it
yeah.
all on that. They said, "Don't be doing that stuff."
I think you was being into I don't know. Yeah, no. People expected too much from them. Like, what you expected them all of a sudden come out of nowhere and like, yo, this is gonna be the best game of all time. Like, what's their history really? What does their history really show? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, the Bucks and Packers itself history has always been a Packers beatdown
hmm
since forever. But I expected with Brady and Rodgers to be out there to really be another shootout, similar, like one of those crazy, 45 to 42, both of them throwing for at least 380 each, multiple touchdowns. I
hmm
thought that, but Brady had that game, but Rodgers, I don't know. I don't know. This was not your typical Aaron Rodgers game at all. He had multiple
nah.
interceptions, which you never see. First of all, you never see him throw a pick six, and then to have two interceptions in two series was just back-to-back series. Come
You know,
on.
people are getting on Rodgers like, oh my God. I mean, like sports talk has to be controversial. It's like, oh man, he's gonna be the MVP. Now it's like, who's to blame? I'm like, he had one bad game. Right? He had one game. Yeah, it was bad.
It's
What's the name? Ryan Clark and the other black guy.
Jalen
Uh,
Rose.
no, the other black guy, Stephen A. Smith.
No.
He was like, oh, so he's like, so basically they were basically saying, so like Matt LaFleur follows the game when it's riding on Aaron Rodgers' coattail. Everything's going good. They
Mhm.
don't make adjustments. Basically, he was saying they don't make adjustments. They don't know how to make adjustments. They just do everything and follow Aaron Rodgers and pray for the best. And they don't know how to adjust when things are going good. So it's saying Matt LaFleur isn't really a good coach. He's just like following Aaron Rodgers. And it's like, Matt LaFleur isn't that good. I'm like, bro, he's one game. Like, you know what I'm saying? They attacking him off of one game. And it just goes back to Aaron Rodgers when he was like, relax. It was one game. But whatever. Find a reason to attack him, I guess, because they had nothing else to do.
What's the crazy thing is that because we're so used to Aaron Rodgers, who's so known for pretty much being so near perfect. Like he with his interception touchdown ratio, I believe is 4-1, something ridiculous. It's either 4-1 or 5-1. It's some
Let me look
ridiculous
that up.
number. He's had multiple seasons where he's thrown 30 touchdowns and less than 10 interceptions.
Yeah,
He's done that
he's
multiple
really good.
times. He's very his you know if you get somebody, you have a quarterback who throws, you know, 40 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. That's remarkable. So, so imagine somebody who does less than that. His numbers are even better than that. So for him to have this type of game, it's crazy because we expect so much from him that when he has a game like this, which to me, if this is a great game for so many other quarters. This is a great game for Daniel Jones at this point. But
Oh,
so but
yeah,
for
his touchdown ratio is 4.5 to 1.
yeah,
Like that's insane.
that's insane. Like so, multiple interception games is not what you expect from Aaron Rodgers. And, again, this brings the debate of who's the better number 12, the Brady versus Rodgers debate back up. And they're going to see each other more often now. So, Brady, I got to give it to Brady on this one. He got this one yesterday. He definitely got that one. So
Yeah,
I was.
Aaron Rodgers probably never gonna win another Super Bowl. Not to be that guy. Hot take. Hot take. He'll never win another Super Bowl.
You think so? I
Probably.
don't.
I mean, he got one. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, on
Drew
paper,
Brees.
yeah.
Drew Brees will never win another Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is never gonna win another Super Bowl. Matt Ryan ain't gonna get to the Super Bowl. Matt Ryan's pretty old. Matt
He might.
Ryan is gonna get to the Super Bowl
Unless
again.
I think Mike Ryan will end up being like a backup that wins a Super Bowl, or be on a team that just needed. He's going to end up being like Brady, where he's going to end up like going on a team that just needed one more little pitch, and end up just taking them to a Super Bowl. I think. I think he
I
has
don't know
that.
why. I love me some Matt Ryan. Like one of my favorite
Good
quarterbacks
quarterback. He's a
of
good
all time.
quarterback, but we're going to talk about this Trevor Lawrence later. But I mean, I give it at least the Falcons won while leading yesterday. So
Yo,
the next
Trevor.
point I wanted to talk to about was the Steelers, and why is nobody talking about the Steelers? They are smacking. They are winning. They beat the Brown off the Browns. They beat the mess out of them cats. And we thought the Browns was gonna be something. They just told everybody, relax. No, you're not. We still Pittsburgh. We still gonna do what we're gonna do.
Well,
No problem.
who'd they play? Right.
Cleveland.
All right. They played the Broncos. Broncos trash. Texans or whatever. Right.
I don't know
Texans
what
aren't
the
good.
Texans. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Eagles aren't good. I mean, they should be
Okay.
good. And they beat the Browns. The Browns were good, but like
Now they're questionable. Like, is there 3-2
no,
solid?
they're not questionable. I mean, they're gonna. That
Can you
division is a
can,
wash.
can you see the Browns losing 3 straight? Yeah.
I gotta look at that. Let me look at their schedule. Cleveland Brown. Let me look at their schedule because maybe.
If
I
they
mean, all right.
lose,
Let's look. All right. So okay. So they gotta play the Bengals. No, they're not gonna lose that. They gotta play the Raiders. They could lose that. They're gonna beat the Texans. They might lose the Eagles because no one knows
I
what the
don't think
Eagles
they could
are.
beat the. I don't know if they could beat the Texans because honestly, the Texans, and even we're going to talk. We're going to talk about them a little later. The Texans have had one of the worst schedules. Pretty much had the hardest schedule so far in the league. So but the Steelers. I'm gonna come back to this, but the Steelers are undefeated, slept on, and they have not been talked about. Like, and honestly, everybody is still Chiefs happy. Is still talking Chiefs who's lost. Still talking Bills in the AFC who's lost. Outside of Seattle, nobody. It's like nobody's even paying attention. And matter of fact, I think the Ravens get more talk than the Steelers, and the Steelers are right now the better team right now.
The Patriot, the quarter. I'm sorry, the Steelers. It's week 4.
You think
Yeah,
it's
they
strength
have
of
a
schedule? So strength of
yeah.
schedule.
Like I mean, their roster is weird. Let's look at Steelers' schedule. Like I'm not expecting anything from the Steelers. So they got to play the Titans. They got wow. Okay, schedule get okay. Titans probably a loss. No, they might. That's going to be a good game. The
That's
Titans
going
going
to
to
be
be
the
a good
game
game.
to watch. That's going to be the game to watch.
Ravens going to be a really good game.
And that's going to
Cowboys,
be
depending on how the Cowboys play today, we'll see what they
they're
become.
done. They're done. They're done.
Bengals aren't bad. Like the Bengals are bad, but they're
Pittsburgh is
coming
going
up.
to smack them up. They've had a history of smacking them up.
Jaguars, and they got a tough schedule. They got the toughest next 6 games I've ever. They got the Titans, Ravens, Cowboys, Bengals, the Jaguars they might win, Bengals they might win, and then the Ravens again.
I'm
Yeah, that's
giving you 5-1 out of that next 6.
4-2, but either way, yeah, that's gonna be rough.
And that's still going to put them at tops in the AFC if whoever comes out of this game that's going on right now, this KC and Buffalo game. By that time, if they're not at least number 1, or they're going to be number 1 or at least number 2, at minimum number 2 in the division in the AFC. So to me, people got to stop. I think Steelers are going to be back to the Steelers. And I honestly thought this was the last year for Big Ben. I thought he honestly should have retired like a season ago, but he's
He
still out
doesn't.
there
He
putting the
doesn't.
work.
Roethlisberger doesn't have to retire. Just like Matt Ryan doesn't have to retire.
I
Just
think Ben
like
takes too many big hits.
Phillip Rivers don't need to retire. Only time they really need to retire when they can't throw the ball. Like like Matt Stafford's been around for a while, and he's still good. He's just always been on bad teams, and he's taking the money. Like he don't care about his legacy. He's just taking the money. Ben ain't retiring. Ben's a goal. Just he ain't going anywhere.
I think Big Ben reminds me of to me he's like this he was the next generation Jim Kelly, that big arm quarterback, but takes mad hits. He's going to win his race, but he's going to have a Hall of Fame.
He's gonna
He's
be like
definitely
He's gonna be like Terry Bradshaw, just a big old lumbering oaf. But like he's just gonna be a big old dude to just take hits and play okay. I think Terry Bradshaw is overrated, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, big time. I think everybody knows that. No, he's one of the greatest. He's the Robert Horry of the NFL.
No, he's not. He's better than that. He was a quarterback.
But he didn't do that. He was in the quarterback during the time when there was really only one good quarterback in
Terry
the
Bradshaw,
NFL. And
Terry
let's
Bradshaw,
be honest, they won them rings off of defense and Franco Harris running.
Listen, Terry Bradshaw is like a point guard in the triangle offense. Nobody give a crap. You just won it. You ain't do nothing. You just made sure people got the ball when they got the ball. Yeah, you weren't. Anyway, but he having to get what he got. So good for him.
So next on the list was going to talk about the Titans. So Derrick Henry pretty much mauled over the Titans. There was nothing Tennessee. There's nothing the Texans could do.
And he's on my fantasy team. My man
you got
had
it.
212 yards, and I think maybe 2 touchdowns. I gotta look at that.
I think it was 2. I know he had that crazy run and then the overtime touchdown. So
his legs are going. He is going to be hurt by the time he retires. Like I feel for his knees. I feel for his body. He's big, and he has no north south. He has no east west is all north south.
Yeah, he has no south. But I'll tell you this: every cornerback, safety has been. This week was finally a week he didn't shove somebody out of the way for once. His stiff arm is legendary. The dude has been embarrassing people left and right. And again, another week where we saw him just pulverize the Texans again. So it's been ridiculous what this dude has been doing.
It is, but it's kind of so scary too at the same time. It's like,
do you see him as a new Charles Johnson?
Charles Johnson, I don't even remember that name, bro.
From the Texans, he was the one with oh my goodness, who was the quarterback from Tennessee? He used to throw a sidearm from Texas. Oh man,
I don't think you mean Charles Johnson.
Who's the last running back in the NFL who ran for 2,000 yards?
Texans?
Yeah, not Texans. Titans.
Chris Johnson?
I'm sorry.
All right, no, Chris Johnson. 2 different type of games though. Like
but do you think he could be that same?
He can get 2,000 yards. I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Johnson said his game was predicated on speed. Like he can cut around people and avoid hits, so he lasted a while. Derrick Henry, unless he's just that big,
mauls you over.
Unless he just works out, not even he's so strong. Like he works out for injury prevention, and
can you really do that?
Yeah.
Can you really do that?
Bro, I don't get
work
hurt.
Out for injury prevention.
If you build you could do it. You could do that. Work around the muscles around the joints and stuff.
But a tear is a tear, man. Tears could come at.
Oh, absolutely. But in terms of soreness, in terms of quad injuries, somebody hit my hamstring and it hurt. It's if you got a strong enough hamstring, you ain't a bruise, bruises and things don't hurt. But you're right, a tear is a tear is a tear. But I don't know, man. I also I'm looking at the since we were talking about the Titans, I'm looking at the Titans squad. From a defensive side, that team has some pretty solid people, solid people. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, they get on point. I wanted to bring up the only reason I'm bringing in the Giants, not because I'm a Giants fan, though I'm so happy they won, but really I'm bringing this up too because the Titans, the Washington and Houston both had a similarity in their game, which is they both went for a 2-point conversion, in my opinion, unnecessarily, and it cost them both the game. So I wanted to throw this out to you because a lot of people are even questioning it now. Do you think it's important to go for 2 in that situation? Because clearly, if Washington would have went for it, even though right now field goals, extra points aren't given like they used to be, but it's pretty much fact that they probably would have made the extra point and then took the Giants into overtime. And I think Texans the Texans should have just been up. Should have went for been up. They could have been up by 8 and then put it force Tennessee to do something. So do you think it's important to go? Do you think they should have gone? How do you think about those two ends of those? Well, that wasn't really the end for the Texans game, but especially the end for Washington. Do you think it was crazy to go for that 2-point conversion
Yeah, I mean, just go for the because I
for the
was listening
safety?
to yeah, I was listening to someone today, and they were bashing Ron Rivera, like, oh, he says I play to win, and only way you learn to win is when you play to win.
You win.
And it's like, but like, no, man, but you gotta like win the game. Like, even if you get a tie, we'd match somebody in the division, and so like they're bashing them. Like, if you want to win, go for two. So that shows to your team, like, yo, we're not trying to just screw ourselves over. We legitimately want to win. To your point, though, I mean, the safe thing, the smart thing was to just like play the two, be done with it. I'm sorry, play
Play
the,
the field goal. Yeah,
yeah,
the extra
but
point.
I get why they did it, but like the team's already bad. They brought him in not to change anything. Like, although that team they knew that team was going to be good, but that whole division is bad, so that essentially they can kind of themselves into the playoffs. But I don't think I think he's like changing the culture. It's his first year. His first year is about the culture.
I think
Like,
Romeo Cromwell did it wrong. I actually agree with Ron Rivera because I thought the Giants. I know people keep trying to hype up the Giants defense and they're ranked. So when I saw that last final drive, I knew Washington was going to score. So
mm,
honestly, I don't blame them on that one. I actually thought, you know what, go for it. I think Romeo Cromwell should have went for the field goal, and I know he was because he was honestly scared of what Tennessee was going to do. He knew Tennessee was going to come and roll them down. But I think I thought that putting Tennessee in a situation of a goal line stance to have to make the 2-point conversion was stoppable, even with
mm,
Derrick Henry. At least more chance because everybody know on the 2-point conversion on the on the 2-yard line they're going to go give it to Derrick Henry somehow, some way. Everybody should have been on Derrick Henry. I would not have put one person on him. I would have put 3 people, follow Derrick Henry all around. I don't care what y'all do. So I felt that Texas did the bad mistake on going for the 2, but the Washington, though I'm happy they did it. I'm surprised the Giants actually held it down, shockingly. But but I was just like crazy on that. I was shocked on that game. Believe me, I was hyped when when I saw Washington win. But Tennessee, mm, that Tennessee game, I wasn't happy with Romeo Cornell's decision on that. But we'll see how that goes on the season. I think this might cost them that that head coaching job at the end of the start of the next season. This could be
mm.
it. So let me ask you. All right, the surprise good game I had was the Colts and Bengals. So because again that came down to the final. Even though it was a couple of good games this week, but yo, Philip Rivers second half. I
I'm
felt
getting
so.
I'm getting real tired of people disrespecting Phillip Rivers. Like, I don't
Yo,
know why it's like they just do it. Like, you gotta put some respect on Phillip Rivers' name. Like, I
Philip
hate saying that,
Rivers
but
Philip Rivers has been so good for so long, and the Chargers wasted him with such bad defense for so long that now with the Colts, what he did, how they just I don't know how what they saw in halftime, but to really find a way to shut down what Cincinnati was doing, and they just aired them out and just attacked them, and Philip Rivers
and,
was just airing it out.
and let's let and look, he 307 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1 sack with a non-existent running game,
Hmm.
right? And I don't even know their receivers. Like, T.Y. Hilton ain't doing nothing because it's
He's
not
not the same. He's not the same.
no, because it's not Andrew Luck, and they were like buddies. But like, who the heck is Marcus Johnson? Trey Burton, who I do remember, I might pick him up on fantasy on, but like, he's doing this with nothing. On the other hand, like, let's not disrespect Joe Burrow. He's kind of killing it, but his team is stacked
Hmm.
actually, and it's kind of weird. But like, we gonna stop disrespect. I'm gonna stop letting people disrespect Drew Phillip Rivers around me. Like, he's like one of my favorite
Oh,
quarterbacks.
he's been so good for so long. But like Dan Levitard always joked about with him. They were always San Diego length of the field down 4 to 6 points with with one timeout, 1 minute to go. That was his game every time. And it's just like now with the Colts, it feels like they're finally clicking with doing that. Like they can finally score with him having the ball. Like he's actually getting the ball. He's getting the touchdowns. And again, no. Imagine if they get a running back now. I thought they should have went after the dude from the Jets, Bell.
Le'Veon, yeah.
Yeah, I thought
I
they should
mean,
have got Le'Veon
but they
Bell.
not win now, and that's the Titans division. Le'Veon Bell ain't gonna go nowhere. Right? He's gonna get his ring and
I
be
think
done.
he's sitting down to get a ring. He's just
Yeah,
relaxing.
yeah.
He's pretty much I think I would have if you wanted more playing time, more carries, more touches. I should have
He's
went to
not
Indiana.
trying. He's not trying to hurt himself. He's trying to keep himself content.
Mhm,
And then you know what I'm saying. That's what he's really trying to do. And I'm not. I'm fine with it.
mhm.
But let's call it what it is. He's just like, look, man, let me go somewhere, a
Give him up.
ring,
Mhm.
and be done. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine.
He got his money, so
I
he guys.
mean, I I don't know how I feel about that guy, but I'm okay. We both know somebody who's a serious Steelers fan,
Yeah,
and they're like, oh man, I can't stand him. It's like the fun, all right, the funny thing about Steelers fans, um, they treat the Steelers. How can I think about it?
like a
They
family member.
Yeah, the people people Steelers fans are like, if you're in the Steelers, you're good. But the minute you like, I guess this
Mhm,
is every team. But the minute you leave or
mhm.
the minute you do something, they disown you in a heartbeat. Like, oh, they were never Steelers people, or they were never great. And like, oh, look what they did. Look where they now, and oh, they suck. And I'm like, whatever. Like, they really, I don't know, maybe because I don't care enough. But it's like when Omari Cooper left the Raiders, I felt he was overrated, right? Because I remember that one year he had Michael Crabtree was the one that was killing it.
Mhm.
And so when he left, he was like, "Oh, but hate him now." I was like, "Not really. Y'all just gonna see that he is a mediocre wide receiver. Like he's a high mediocre, but he's mediocre." And all of a sudden, it's
It's
like,
pretty
"Oh,
respectable.
bro, respectable is not the same as a great wide receiver. Like if you had a choice between Julio Jones, well, I don't even,
Julio Jones is pretty much the top tier in
right?
my opinion.
So
So
like you want OBJ. I don't even know what's like media. What's the levels anymore? It's like you got like Julio Jones, Odell Beckham, who's like a little under him, and then Keenan Allen, who's like I don't know, kind of full of himself. I don't even know. But then like Amari Cooper is like, I'll take him. Like that's where he's at. Like he could be my QB too. You know, I'm cool with that. You know. Anyway,
yeah, yeah, because I think I'll take CD Lamb. I'll take Lamb over him too. Now that I think about it.
yeah, I don't like.
Down.
It's kind of hard. Like, all right, DeAndre Hopkins, yeah, right. Um, who else you gonna get? It's like, oh yeah, I'll take Omari Cooper. He cool. He'll get you some points. He'll get you like 12 points.
I'll tell you this. I think he'll do better. Like if he was on the team in Detroit, I think he would show out more. So
They can't win, so let's not even do that. Detroit can't win, and I don't understand why.
last point on the NFL teams was the Jets got mauled over and beat the shreds this week. Joe Flacco looked like he was actually bored during the game and he didn't care. So do you think the Jets are? This is a question I got with somebody. Do you think the
He
Jets
should
are
retire. He should
actually?
retire.
Do you think the Jets are actually tanking or they're really trash?
I worked out this morning with a Jet fan, and he was like, "No, they're not tanking. They're just really bad." And he said it with like such sadness. It's like he accepted that his wife cheated on him because he was just a bad husband. Like he was like, it's 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 me. Like that. It was like, dang, bro, I'm sorry. No, they're just really bad. They have low talent, but to be fair, they're bad. They're badly coached because you look at the team, you think the team has no talent, but then it's Adam Gase. He's a slight, I don't want to say cancer because that's so unfair and people have cancer. So it's like, but he's a cancer-like thing. He's something that just really brings your team down. All right, so you look at the Jets when they had talent, still was bad. And I forgot he's been there like a few years now, bad. Like
No, Gase. I
quarterback
think
who's actually
is this his second year?
second or third year, but
Yeah.
still bad. But then but you got decent wide receivers,
Mhm.
right? Because every time somebody leaves the Jets, they're doing good. Like Robbie Anderson is like the number one receiver, fantastic. Le'Veon Bell's Le'Veon Bell. Anyway, but then you look at he made us all think.
Jamal Adams.
Well, he was good, but no, but Adam Gase made us all think that the Dolphins were bad. Shipped everybody out, Jordan Howard, who was decent. Minka Fitzpatrick was decent. Like he just shipped all these
Kenyon
people out.
Drake.
He made us think that he was trash, and look where they're at, 3-3, with Ryan Fitzpatrick, and then a generational talent of I can't say it, Tua
Yeah,
Tagovailoa. You got to have a like
great
they're
job.
they, you know what I'm saying? So they got this team. Team is 3-3. Brian Flores got his team 3-3.
Mm.
Fitzpatrick is looking like a decent quarterback. I don't even know their receivers. They look good. Their running game looks decent. Their defense is decent. Like it's Adam Gase.
It's Adam
Like
Gase,
so
clearly.
imagine somebody who is a decent offensive and a balanced coach that goes there and like makes the team look decent. Like because they have talent. They no team has no talent. Like that just doesn't exist. But like Adam Gase just makes every team look horrible.
And I was talking to another Jets fan that I know, and I said the thing about Adam Gase is that I'm tired of these coaches getting hired because they're impressing these owners with these elaborate ideas of what they say they're going to do with these quarterbacks. I think Joe Judge did the same thing, and Adam Gase did the same thing. They had these crazy schemes where they swear that the quarterback was going to air the ball out, the quarterback was going to get 400 yards a game with these schemes and they don't pan out. And honestly, I thought, what was the Jets' old head coach? The guy from Elizabeth. I can't remember his name right now. But I really don't think the Jets had did any different than when they should have kept their old coach. And to me, I'm like,
You talking about Todd Bowles?
Todd Bowles, yeah. And
Oh yes,
I was like,
yeah.
come on.
They went 10-6. They went 10-6.
And they only missed the playoffs because 10-6, because another 10-6 team made the playoffs that year. So, and he had Fitzpatrick. So I think, and it was Bowles who made the move to go to Sam Darnold. So to me, if the Jets are really thinking that Trevor Lawrence is going to save the day for them, they're in for a rude awakening because they're just going to have another rookie quarterback who's going to struggle again, and then they're going to have Gase who's going to think he's going to throw up these elaborate screens who think they're going to do it. I really think the Jets are really, really, really bad. I think they're partly. I do think they're partly taking because surprisingly, if he wasn't fired today, I think he's in on the scheme. I think he's in on it, but I think he might be in on it that they must be after something else in the draft because for your defense coordinator kind of lowballing you. Uh, um, and the way they've been playing, to me, I thought the Jets had at least one win out of the Dolphins. I said if any team they want to beat, I said it was going to be somebody in the division. I looked around, I said this was going to be the Dolphins. Now I don't think so. I think the Jets really look like they're going 0-16. They look
Yeah,
like they want to go to
you make
0-16.
a good point that he might be in on it. I mean, but then why? I mean, yeah, Trevor Lawrence is fantastic. A great quarterback doesn't mean anything if the rest of the team is bad. Like I got and the coach is bad. Like Sam Darnold was not bad. Um, they had stuff. So also, so like I mean, how much? I mean, they got a lot of draft picks. True, but like you look at the squad and it's like it doesn't make the struggles that they're having. And you're right. He could be in on it. He could be in on it. And I just don't understand Adam Gase. I genuinely, honestly, do not understand. I wouldn't be surprised if we found something out and he was like, he got CTE or like, or he's like, so like, or something. So I don't want to say something like bad, but like, I mean, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's messed up.
But like, I mean, I'm looking at his record, 10-6. Okay, when he was with Miami, 6-10. His records weren't horrible, but he made us really think. Actually, his records weren't horrible. 10-6, 6-10, 7-9, 7-9. Now 0-6. 0-6. People are hurt. People are shifted around.
Let me tell you something. When he was in Miami, he made them believe they were going to do so much with Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill's better now than he was in Miami.
Ryan
I was
Tannehill, man. Ryan Tannehill
no,
is a
he's
hell
actually
too.
like a top 5 quarterback right now,
Ryan
which is
Tannehill is nice.
yeah. So, and I do not give none of that to Adam Gase. So I don't think
No.
I think I don't think they're going to do anything. I think if they try to believe that he's going to do something with Trevor Lawrence, they're in
Bro.
for a rude awakening.
Hey, I bet, yo, Adam Gase had Ryan Tannehill thinking he won't play football anymore. They made him like they didn't resign him. He left. He
Became a backup.
signed a 1-year deal to Tennessee. Became a backup to one of the biggest busts I could think of, Marcus Mariota's. Marcus Mariota.
Mariota.
And now homeboy is like an insane 13 and 2 touchdown right now, 6-1 ratio, like 6-2 rather.
Yeah,
I'm
yo,
like,
you seen his last? I think like his last 2 seasons of quarter touchdown to interception ratio is ridiculous. I think it may
he
be five,
doesn't
yeah, it's like
he doesn't
6 to 1. It's ridiculous.
he pass much,
Yes, having Derrick Henry helps with that because he doesn't have to force too much. He
but
really
he has good receivers too. He has good receivers. He has a good. He's been
good
very
tight end.
fortunate with a good tight end. I don't know about Delaney Walker. I know he's hurt, but like a great tight end and Delaney Walker, and this guy Janu Smith.
Mhm,
Like it's oh no, he's a free agent. Oh, I didn't know what happened. I didn't know what happened. Anyway, like it's kind of released him off. Not sad, but like yeah, man, it's kind of crazy what he's been
mhm.
like good for him. I do hope Marcus Mariota get it together because only like I don't care about these like millionaires and their feelings of because they're rich. Like I'm not saying money is the can heal all wounds, but it could definitely take off some anxiety. But like, but when you're expected to be the guy and they give you this money and all this pressure and you don't live up to it, like I feel bad. Like I wonder why that it becomes purely mental because there's no reason that you're not like it's all mental that you're not good. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all
Yeah.
mental. And so I really feel for this guy. And I just thinking that, just looking at him, I'm like, man, bro, I hope you get it together because I know that must suck.
So, so too, but to me, we'll see with the Jets. But right now, I do think well, Falcons won, Giants won, so the Jets are the last of the bunch. So I think, and honestly, in all honesty, if you look at the rankings, you know what's crazy? They're still not the worst team in the NFL. It's actually still Washington.
Who? You said
Washington.
Falcons? Oh,
No, Washington is the worst ranked team in the NFL currently. One of the
yeah.
worst offenses, one of the worst defenses. So they're like 28th in offense and 30th in defense. So it's just crazy. So they're all in it. They're all around there. So don't expect one of those teams to end up 0-6, 1-6, 15, and 0-16. They're all going to
Yeah,
be battling
no.
for that bad spot. So a little talk about the NBA. I know NBA season's over and everybody's still fighting over their LeBron and Jordan things, which we're not going to really touch about. But the thing I saw recently was people talking about word is that the Clippers are in the shops for a point guard. And it came up about, do you think they could get Chris Paul back? Would you pull it to get
They'd
Chris
have
Paul
to
back?
they'd have to give too much. It, Chris Paul
It will
contract
cost them.
is
It will cost. Yeah, and that's
astronomical.
yeah, which is crazy because of his age. You know, he's 35, I believe 34, 35, and he has a 4-year contract, I believe.
Something like
So
that. It's a couple more years going.
it's crazy his contract, and they obviously can't trade back Paul. They obviously cannot trade back.
Well, look, I'm looking at their roster right now. They have they cut Joakim Noah. They can
Which they could.
um
I believe he was on a 1-year deal because that was for last season, which they'll release.
yeah.
They'll drop them.
So you got Patrick Peterson's a free agent. You got Marcus Morris is a free agent. Reggie Jackson, Montrezl Harrell. You can't. So if you get rid of all the two-way players, you cut Reggie Jackson, keep Patrick Beverly.
Hmm.
Um,
Who has a max deal himself.
Patrick Beverly has a max deal.
Hmm.
No, he don't. No, he don't. No, he does not. Patrick Beverly does not have a max deal. Like I'm
Well,
looking at earning anyway. He's like $10. He ain't max. All right.
oh, he's not okay. I thought. All
There's
right, I
no way.
I
There's
may have misread
no
that.
way.
Who the heck got a
No
max
way.
deal? They fun. Was
Don't
it
even
Lou?
matter.
Was it Lou?
Okay, so they
Maybe it
could
was
do
Lou
it. They can.
Williams.
It would be slow because that would be 3 max guys. But they got a lot of players that they could let go that they did not play.
Hmm.
So they
And
could
sign a
do
bunch of
it.
young, yeah, sign a bunch of G leaguers or something. But uh, if I was and my boy was clowning me for saying this, I said because of the threat of the Lakers trying to get Chris Paul, I would go all in if I was the Clippers to go after him because the Clippers are desperately trying to have a history. They
Get
want
like
a
a
banner up there.
Drew Holiday. Like there's a lot of like
Drew
past
Holiday,
first.
I don't think he's. Oh, I don't think he wants to leave New Orleans. One, and I said, I was like, maybe could they go after Trey Burke? Maybe Trey Burke has something in there. He was
Why
actually pretty
trade?
decent. He's a pretty decent point guard. But I think but yeah, Chris Paul would. To me, the reason I would go all in for Chris Paul because the Paul Pierce trade, Not Paul Pierce, Paul George trade to me was a backfire. I think they should have kept everybody that they sent over to OKC. They would have killed this year if they kept SGA and Dino. But if they have to do this, if they want to build, if they want something, the Clippers want something to throw on the banner up there. They want to
All
make
right.
the Chris. They want to make at least the. It's like they want to at least make the conference final. You have to go all in. To me, I will throw all the chips down. I'll go all in on it. I'll do everything I got
Nah,
to.
I mean, yeah, I get you. But if we want to really be reasonable and save money, so I'm looking at the 15 point guards of the league, right? So number 15, Spencer Dinwiddie. I'd go after him. You can't get D'Angelo Russell. Fred Van Fleet, nah, he's kind of overrated. You can get Eric
And
Bledsoe
to me,
back.
he's a two. And Fred VanVleet is an undersized two guard. He's not
Yeah,
really a point
he's
guard.
same for Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah,
De'Aaron Fox.
Darren Fox.
Um,
He's
nah,
staying in Sacramento.
yeah, they ain't getting rid
He's
of
too
him.
young.
There's no way they're getting John Morant. There's no way they're gonna get Kemba Walker. Um, hmm, I'm trying to think like who's, you know what I'm saying, like just point guards. I got the list. I can see a list in front of me of who is reasonable, who they could possibly actually get. Okay. Um, hmm. No, they don't want Terry Rozier. No, they could probably get Lonzo if they want it.
Would you want?
Um, see the thing is they want someone who can score. Like actually not. They probably want somebody who just distribute.
Yeah.
I don't. Lonzo is weird.
Lonzo, but in all honesty, what's the difference between Lonzo and Pat Beverly? Both defensive. I mean, Lonzo's taller by a lot, but
I
they're
don't know
both
if Lonzo's.
they're both not really good shooters in my opinion.
He doesn't look
I
like
think
Lonzo
Lonzo.
doesn't. Don Lonzo doesn't look like he's trying, and not in a good way. Like there are players like, oh man, it's like effortless how good. He just
Yeah,
looks like he doesn't really want to be there
I
ever.
think in New Orleans he did. No, New
No, but
Orleans he
even
looked
in
like he was having
LA,
fun. L.A.
even
and
LA, it didn't look
with the
like.
Lakers, yeah. But with Zion, I think having Zion has put a battery in his back because he was throwing lobs galore when Zion was there.
You can get Delion, whatever, right on the Mavericks. Dennis Smith, who's just thrown around. He could probably go there. Jeff
But
Teague, underrated. Jeff Teague is underrated. Um, yeah, Colin Sexton. I'm just going through the list, so just bear with me. Colin Sexton is
that's not
basically Pat
happening.
Beverly. No, but he's
I
basically
think it's
Pat
better.
Beverly.
Way more offensive.
Same, same player. Ricky Rubio. I
I
love
don't
me
think
some
Phoenix is
Ricky
going to
Rubio.
let Phoenix is not letting them go. I think they're
Phoenix,
going to build
yo,
something.
watch them next year.
Yeah.
That's my team in 2K. Anyway, by the way.
You know what? You know what? I got the name. Michael Conley Jr.
I think he's overrated. I think he is. Michael Conley. All right, let me finish this list. I'm sorry. Okay, Patch Beverly is number 11. No, they ain't getting. Maybe yeah, get him. If you can get him, get him. Not that great. Patch Beverly is just like he's stable. He's consistent. It's like, hey, what you want to get for dinner? I don't know. Let's make chicken. Let's make chicken. All right. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what Pat Beverly. I mean that's what Conley is. Like I don't look at him and say, oh man, we about to get Mike Conley. It's like no, we're gonna get some consistency. You know. I'm trying to think of a vacation. It's like, hey, wife, where you want to go for a vacation?
Like Atlantic City.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's
Let's
like
go to Wildwood. Let's go to
like I said,
Poconos.
Ocean City. Like it's close, it's not far. It's not.
It'll get the
It's
job
not blow.
done.
Yeah, get it. There's a
It'll
beach
get the
close
job
by.
done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
that's
like
what
a
he
big
is.
name. You're not gonna wow nobody with somebody like that.
But they'll be overly expensive. It'd be really expensive for somebody who's putting up like 17, 5 and 5. It's like, well, you know, but yeah, it's like booking a trip to the Atlantic City during the summer. It's mediocre but expensive as heck. Like that's exactly what it is. Like, but why am I spending $5 for this trip? All right. But why am I spending $500 for 2 nights? That's what it is.
All right, so last 2 points on Lex. I think everybody knows that the World Series is about to happen. Dodgers came back, had a crazy game last night. I tried to stay up for it, but I fell out around the eighth inning. So the Dodgers came back. They're playing the Rays in the World Series, and honestly, I think this might be one of the worst World Series to ever happen in baseball. It's one of the worst times. If anything, I know more people are coming out because I wanted the Houston Astros to play the Dodgers just to have that rematch. People was going to bring trash cans all over the place, start clowning, start hiking. But the Rays ruined everything. Dodgers made it, and I don't think anybody's going to watch it. I don't think nobody's going to watch it. So when people was talking about the NBA's numbers, we're going to see because Major League Baseball is known for having an older viewership. They watch more terrestrial TV. You know, terrestrials like most of us, like most of us, we we watch our games on our tablets or all around the house. Nobody's really sitting down watching channel Fox 5 to watch the games like that. So we're gonna see if what baseball got, but I think baseball shot. I think baseball shot with this World Series. They needed the Yankees or the Astros to make this series interesting. But now I don't think nobody's gonna watch this at all. It's gonna be very low viewership on this.
I don't even know why you're telling me. Like, I don't even know why we talking about it. Like, I mean, yeah, you got to talk about. I don't watch baseball. Only reason I know about baseball is because I watch ESPN, and it's like they got to bring it up. But like, I don't give a crap about. I don't give a crap
So
about
this
none of it.
this is because everybody's clowning the NBA for having such uh, low viewership, and I said, well, the biggest thing
Well,
is that
there's
most people,
some.
because most people like us, when most of us cut our cable, like we get Hulu, we get YouTube TV, we get most of us are watching games now but nobody really has like regular TV now. Like I said,
You said, all right, bro.
I watch
You
the game
said
on my tablet. I
you
watch,
said most, bro. But you said most people like us. Now, if
no,
we
I mean
want to
like
get
our
into
age
the
range. I mean our age range.
bro, I don't care what you. Once you said us, you were right. Black people don't watch baseball, right? We're black people. So you said us. There's us. Our age group don't watch baseball.
I'm
You have some sort of Latin
like,
culture in you somewhere. I'm
oh
as
God, stop.
American. I'm as American as slavery and apple pie, which is sad to say. So I don't watch anything. So I'm a black American. I don't watch baseball. I don't give a crap about it. And at the same time, too, I don't respect season. You have 162 games. You only play in 60 games. That's like me watching the NBA season, which I do watch. And all of a sudden, instead of, yeah, you know what? Instead of 82 games, we're gonna play 25 or we're gonna play 30. I'm not watching that. That's an AAU tournament. That's not the same thing.
We
Yeah,
pretty much
people don't
had
want to
that
watch.
this season.
Yeah, but
And
people don't.
honestly, I didn't mind the 60-game season, which I think is
It
going to
doesn't.
happen next season.
It's
So
not. Yeah, but it's not a thing. Like I'm not. It's like I don't respect it. Like I just don't respect it. Like I respected the NBA because it was done. Although this year is weird, so LeBron got a ring, and his ring is weird, but I respect it enough. Like whatever he ring, so much that I respected his ring so much that I legitimately bought a pair of LeBrons, my first ever pair of LeBrons, so I could
wow.
say I have a pair of LeBrons, and I've been clocking this pair since 2009. So got them like 50% off, like $50 off too. But
Word.
like
Good deal.
yeah, but yeah, this season don't count. Baseball, if people saying baseball is gonna die, it's not gonna die. It's just like it's still gonna get money. People are still gonna watch it. I mean, people are still paying $400 million for contracts. Like it'd be fine. I just
Three or four. They still got better contracts than the NBA.
it's kind of crazy. I mean, the money that baseball gets.
Mm,
It's funny, but they get more like, but football is king, and football makes more money, basically make less money.
mm.
I find that like
Yeah,
insane.
yeah, and obviously everybody in the NFL would wish they were baseball players. In all honesty, so as far as getting paid and less injuries,
Hmm.
let's be honest. So, but I had to throw it out there again. It's about to be World Series. It's World Series time. So I still, like I told, a lot of people shocked. I grew up in a predominantly Puerto Rican neighborhood. Baseball was my first game that I learned. First game I learned how to play. First, learn how to catch since I was like 6. All that stuff. So, I still watch it on occasion, not as heavy as I used to be, especially now with the time that it's coming on now. I mean, typically it would still be around. This would pretty much be World Series time, but as I think the teams that made, if the Yankees had made it versus the Dodgers, I probably would have been more amped to watch it. But this is not, nobody's gonna be talking about this. I don't think even if this goes to 7 games, I don't think nobody's gonna be caring
I
really.
don't nobody give a crap about the World Series. Like
It's
it,
I really wanted Houston to win it just so we could have something to chat, just so it could be talked about.
now that stuff I'm actually really curious about. It'd have been really good if they did.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, I'd feel bad for a lot of teams who actively went out their way. I mean, I mean, when you look at what Houston did, they cheated in a grand scale, in a very intricate scale, and the only reason they were found out is because people left and then they started snitching.
Yes,
I don't really. Listen.
they
I'm
started
like, hey,
tattling. They had nothing to lose. I don't even understand why they started talking.
that's not the thing. They had nothing to gain, right? So we have like the dry snitch where you have nothing but you still do it. I was like, I mean, but at the same time,
They
so if
call it tattling.
but if your conscience is so bothered and you are so frustrated about it, I get it, whatever. But my thing is, can you imagine a better way to get over something happening than COVID? All this COVID and social justice and the election all in one year. So people don't even think about it anymore. Like, and I wish they would have gone to the finals. I mean, I call it the finals. That's how much I care about baseball. That's how much I care about calling it the finals. Like, I wish they would have got to the World Series because people just would have forgot about it. They forgot about it already. And then look, and then and then the Red Sox are probably going to hire Alex Cora again. I don't even know why I know that, but like they let him go because he was implicated. They probably bring him back. Like that's. And watch the probably rehire the guy who they let go, who was part of the Texans. I'm sorry, part of the Astros. Like, it's just like COVID, social justice issues, and the election.
Why not?
Washed it. Not good, but like, I mean, can you imagine? It's like I mean, it's like I'm trying to remember when Bill Clinton had all that stuff happen with Monica Lewinsky. It wasn't swept under the rug, but it was just like whatever. It's like what happened that we forgot it, and we just straight up like whatever. Like LeBron's son smoking. Like what? I guess he won the championship. We stopped thinking about it.
Oh, did you see the LeBron post with the cigar?
Yeah, I was like, that's a little bit weird. It's like, can you really tell your son? I mean, yeah, you're not supposed to drink when you smoke when you're 16, but like, can you really tell? I mean, yeah, you're an adult, so I guess you can. But like, can you really tell your son something different?
Yeah.
When you're smoking, I was like, what if he starts smoking with his dad? What if the reason he starts smoking because rich people are different, right?
Yeah.
Rich people. I don't say white people are different. Like you look at all that stuff that happened with the Smiths. Like they let their kids literally let their kids do whatever they want and make their decisions. Like so, I wouldn't be surprised if rich folk would be like, yeah, let my son smoke as long as they're home and I know they're doing it. Like they probably let them do that.
I don't know. I look. Both of us grew up in the hood. So, and I'll tell you this: most of the people I knew growing up, first cigarette, first time smoking was at a younger than Bronny.
Yeah, but did their parents give them the cigarette?
Some. They learned it from. They learned it from. Some.
I mean, yeah. So at seeing that, I wasn't surprised. But then it's like LeBron has been darn near perfect.
As far as a parent, yeah, you can't say anything.
As a kind of a man, like he's a like we don't know about him cheating. Like he
has no in-house drama, like no in-house drama that he's ever said nothing.
That's the biggest thing I respect about him. If we want to talk about how he's soft because he didn't pass, or we disrespect him because he I don't know, like how he left Cleveland. If that's the biggest thing we can gripe about, I'm like, yo, Jordan's dad got killed, and the rumor is because of his gambling, his father got killed, and he cheated, and he paid off a woman who, you know what I'm saying? Like Jordan got all this kind of bad stuff. LeBron literally,
he got teammates who are trying to kill him now. So
like legitimately now, like yo, LeBron may be the greatest player of all time, who was great on the court and off the court. Like I don't believe in role models. I don't believe in role models. I don't believe in athletes should be role models. But if you're gonna pick an athlete, if you're gonna pick somebody, I'm cool with you picking LeBron. Like if a kid says I want to grow to be like LeBron, you're like, you know what? I ain't even mad.
Yeah.
Like
please. Oh, please. I know everybody want to get into LeBron and Jordan talk, but we're gonna dead that before we get into something.
I mean,
that's some other stuff. I don't even got time for heads with that nonsense. But so we're gonna end the show off on that point. So I hope everybody enjoys the game. I forgot to talk about the Monday night games. Oh man! So right now is I know this probably get posted later, but having two Monday night football games, to me, I love it. I loved having Tuesday night football. If we're going to keep having this, I'm in for it. I don't care. If we're going to have Tuesday night football, I was ready for that. I like having the double headers. I'm for it all. I'm for it all. More football in my book. More football in my book. I'm here for this.
I don't know, man. I don't know about it. It's too much. It's too much Too much going on.
It's too much. I get it. I get it. So
But
everybody enjoy the show. Listen, all merchandise will be on the description. Everybody, please follow us on our social medias at Diamonds LLC at Great Parachute. Enjoy. Please buy the merch. Please follow us, and we'll keep going. Keep giving y'all what you want. All right. Thank you, everybody, and enjoy. Have a good one.
peace